Hello, my name is Marisol Thornberry. I'm a licensed speech-language pathologist and I work for Brenda Curtwright and Associates, and today I'm going to be discussing early signs of memory loss as part of a series for Better Hearing and Speech Month. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the presentation on early signs of memory loss versus normal aging. So as we age, as our population ages, memory loss is becoming more common. According to the World Health Organization, 55 million people globally are living with some form of dementia. And per the Alzheimer's Association, 1 in 9 people in the United States aged 65 or older has Alzheimer's dementia. So for a quick terminology lesson, dementia is an umbrella term that describes a variety of different memory loss types. Alzheimer's is a type of dementia, but not all dementias are Alzheimer's disease. So next we're going to be talking about normal aging versus dementia, okay? And the real difference between normal aging and dementia is the frequency of the errors, how often they are happening, and the severity. So for normal aging, we may occasionally forget names, appointments, or other types of information, but we remember it later on, okay? That's a key part. With dementia, there's a lot more difficulty remembering recently learned information. I hear very often that people are asking the same question over and over again, like, when is that appointment on Friday? And then having more reliance on family members than prior for remembering information. In normal aging, especially if you're retired and not looking at the calendar, you might forget what the day is, but eventually you can remember it. With dementia, it's going to be much more severe. Difficulty remembering the month, difficulty remembering the season, the year, may have difficulty knowing where they are occasionally. Okay, that happens often later, but the difficulty with orientation is a fairly early sign. With normal aging, we may have occasional word finding difficulty that's very common. Tip of the tongue sensation, you know what you want to say, but you can't get the word out. With dementia, there's a noted difficulty in conversation, sometimes including withdrawal from conversation, losing train of thought, vocabulary changes. Some people will tell me that their vocabulary has become more simple than it used to be, using the wrong words and not noticing, and just general difficulty following a conversation. In normal aging, we may occasionally make an error with paying the bills or following a recipe, but it's not all that often. With dementia, you're going to observe much greater problems in problem solving, like paying bills, working with numbers, following a known recipe, concentration difficulties as well. Sometimes tasks take much longer than they used to take, and there's a noted change in concentration when completing them. With normal aging, we may occasionally make a bad judgment or bad decision, especially if we get a scam call. But with dementia, there are more significant changes in judgment, sometimes including poor financial decisions. One thing that I've heard before is, my mom used to be the most cleanly person in the world. She used to dress very nicely. She used to have everything in order. And now she's not showering as much. She's not wanting to do those tasks, and her house has become messy. Okay, so that's a change in judgment. In normal aging, we may occasionally misplace an item, but we can retrace our steps to figure out where it is. With dementia, it's happening more frequently. Items are being put in uncommon locations, like putting the keys in the phone in the fridge, and there's just that general difficulty retracing the steps. It's almost impossible. And then finally, for normal aging, there may be some occasional changes in completing complex daily tasks, like using the computer or recording TV. But with dementia, it is much more severe. They will completely stop using the computer because it's an overwhelming task for them. They will have difficulty writing a grocery list, driving to the grocery store, remembering the rules to a familiar game that they've played forever and ever. And then, like I said, really extreme challenges with computers to the point where they may not use it because that's a more recently learned skill. So what if I do if I'm concerned about my memory? Okay, first thing would be to talk to your primary care physician. They are going to be able to refer you to the correct source, okay? They may refer you to a neurologist. that neurologist can give you some more specific information by doing some testing. They may refer you to a neuropsychologist. They may do some sort of MRI, CT scan, be up to them. But at any point throughout this journey, you can also seek out specialized services, like services from a speech-language pathologist who specializes in memory. That would be me. We work with early dementia, mild, moderate stage dementia, and sometimes even normal aging. Okay, so you can always seek out a speech-language pathologist. So here are some of the sources. I used a lot from the Alzheimer's Association and the World Health Organization and the National Institute on Aging. Thank you for watching our video. I hope you learned something new, and happy Better Hearing and Speech Month. Thank you.